Hello, teacher, and continue with chapter 4. Um, Progressive.
Chapter 4 The Phoenix. Scott looked out at the shining waters of Alkali Lake. He put a hand to his head as he heard Jean's voice again. Scott! Scott! He shook his head.
Just looked out on the stirring waters of the Akali Lake. He put Hannah Day's head on the heard Jane's voice again. Scott, Scott!
Trying to escape from the voice. Stop! He cried, and pulled off his glasses. Immediately, a red beam shot out from his eyes into the water. Scott's mutant name was Cyclops, and his eyes fired a powerful beam. This beam could cut through anything, and only his special glasses could stop it.
He shook his head, trying to escape from the voices. Stop! He cried and pulling on the glasses. Immediately a red beam shot out from the eyes on the water. Scott's mutant name was Cyclops, and his eyes fired a powerful beam. This being could throw anything and only these special glasses could stop it.
He shut his eyes and fell to his knees. His face was wet with tears.
He shut his eyes and fell to his nails. His face was wet with tears.
Suddenly, the waters of the lake started to move. Then the water shot up, knocking Scott back. He put his glasses back on and looked up into a bright light. Someone was inside the light, coming closer. Jean, he said.
Generally, the waters on the lake started to move. The words shut up. I nothing go back. He put the glasses back on, looking into the very line. Some was inside the line, coming closer. Jeans, he said.
It was true. Jean was in front of him, alive. Scott, she whispered.
It was true. Jean was in front of him alive. She whispered.
His tears of pain became tears of happiness. How?
His tears of pain became tears of happiness.
Jean looked down at her body, feeling its power. I don't know. Scott took her in.
Jean's looking down on the hair body, feeling this power.
In his arms and hugged her.
I don't know. I don't know. Uy, no, creo que no lo escucho. Bueno, oh.
I want to see your eyes, she said. Take your glasses off.
Scott took her in his arms and hugged her. I want to see your eyes, she said. Take your glasses off.
Scott pulled away from her. He could never take his glasses off. Without them, he couldn't control the beam.
Scott pulled it away from the hair. He could never take these glasses off. Without them, he could control the beam. Boom.
I can control it, said Jean, slowly taking off his glasses. At first, he was afraid to open his eyes. Open them, whispered Jean. You can't hurt me. Slowly, Scott opened his eyes and nothing happened. No beam came out. For the first time in his life, he looked into the eyes of the love of his life. The two kissed.
I can control it, said Jean, suddenly taking off his glasses. At first he was afraid to open his eyes. Open them, whispered Jean. You can't hurt me. Suddenly Scott opened his eyes and nothing happening. Nothing came out. For the first time in his life, he looked into the eyes of the love on his life. Did you kisses? He said.
But something was wrong. Jean's eyes looked very strange. Suddenly Scott's skin started to shiver. Jean had so much power now, too much power. And then there was an explosion of light. Scott's eyes opened wide with fear. The last thing that he saw was this bright white light. And then nothing.
But something was wrong. Jean's eyes looked very strange. Suddenly, Scott King started to shiver. Jean had so much power now. Too much power, and there was an explosion of light. Scott's eyes opened with the fear. And the last night that he saw was thing ring, what lie, and then nothing.
Back at the school in Westchester, Professor Xavier screamed in pain. Students all around the school could hear the scream in their minds. They held their heads in pain too. Logan and Storm both ran to Xavier's office. "Are you okay?" asked Logan. Xavier's face was pale. "Go to Alkali Lake," he told them. "Now!" Alkali Lake had bad memories for
On the school in Westchester, Professor Xavier screamed in pain, studied all around the school, cow heard screaming in everybody. They hold their heads in the pain too. Logan and Storm both ran the Xavier off. Are you okay?
Storm and
asked Logan. Xavier's face was pale. Go to Wakila Lake. He told them. Now.
for Logan. Jean had died there to save them, but they were Xmen, and they had a job to do. They ran to the X-Jet, the team's plane. Minutes later, they were flying north to Canada.
Adelaide had bad memories for Storm and for Logan. Jean has died there so save them. But they were X-Men and they had a job to do. When ran to X-Jet, the team's plane. Minutes later they were flying north to Canada.
When Storm and Logan arrived at the lake, the place was covered with thick fog. "I can help with that," said Storm. Her eyes went white, and the fog soon disappeared.
When the Storm and Logan arrived on the lake, this place was covered with thick fog. I can help with that, said Storm. Her eyes went white and the fog soon disappeared.
But something still wasn't right, and they knew it. As they searched the area, Logan found something just sitting in the
But sometimes this still was right and they knew it. As they searched the area, Logan found something just sitting in the air. What? In the air. He's got glasses. He picked it out of the air, not understanding its cut glasses where the word was cut.
air. Scott's glasses. He picked them out of the air, not understanding. If Scott's glasses were here, where was Scott? Then he heard Storm shout from further down the beach, "Logan!" He ran over to her, and his eyes opened in surprise. He couldn't believe it. Jean was lying there on the beach. "She's alive," said Storm.
Then the hailstone shot from the feathers down the beach. Logan. He ran over the hair, his eyes open in surprise. He could believe it. Jane was laying there on the beach. She's alive, says Storm.
"Jean?" was the only Class 5 mutant I've ever met, Xavier said to Logan back at the school in Westchester. Her powers were almost without end.
James was only class 5 minions I've ever met. Xavier said to Logan back in the school in Winchester. Her powers were almost with end.
He looked down at Jean, who was sleeping deeply. Jean's powers came from a deep part of her mind. Her powers were too dangerous, and so I built several barriers in her mind. I wanted to keep Jean's full powers away.
James was the only class 5 mutant even ever met Xavier. He looked down of Jeans. We was sleeping deep, sleeping deeply. Jean's power come from a deep part of her mind. Her power were the dangerous and so will several warriors. In her mind, I wanted to keep Jean's full power away from the conscious mind. But suddenly, he started to have two personalities. Where was the conscious James with her powers always in control, but deep down there was another personality, its angry beast that cared only itself, recalling the personality, the pyramids.
From her conscious mind. But slowly, she started to have two personalities. There was the conscious Jean, with her powers always in control. But deep down, there was another personality, an angry beast that cared only for itself. We called this personality the Phoenix. Did Jean know all this? Asked Logan. I don't know, answered Xavier. And I don't know if the woman in front of us now is Jean or the Phoenix. But I'm trying to build those barriers in her mind again and control the beast.
The genes know all this, asked Logan. I don't know, answered Xavier. I don't know if the woman from the us now is June or the planet. But I think the world those born on her mind again to control the beast.
What have you done to her? Logan cried angrily. You're talking about a person's mind. She has to be controlled. You have no idea what she could do. I didn't know what you could do, answered Logan sharply. I had a terrible choice to make, Xavier said as he moved towards the door. Jean didn't have a choice at all, replied Logan. I don't have to explain myself to you, said the professor, and he left the room.
That have you done to her? Logan cried angrily. You the right talking about the personal minds shall have the control what you have an idea what you called do? I didn't know that you called you answer Logan softly. What terrible joy to mock Xavier said of the moving towards on the door. Jeans did have a choice at all, replied Logan. I don't need to explain myself to you, said the professor, and he left the rooms.
Warren Worthington Sr. was looking out of the window of his offices in the center of San Francisco. A group of mutants stood outside shouting angrily about the cure. A bigger group of people was standing in line hoping to receive it, but Worthington knew who should be the first to get the cure. His son Warren was led into the room. He looked nervous to be there. Hello, Warren, said Dr. Rao. I'm proud of you.
Working Senior was looking on the windows of the offices in the center of San Francisco. This gangrene mutant stopped outside something angrily about the cure. A big group of people were standing to the light happening to receive it, but word went on when they should be the first to get the cure. His son Warren was led into the room. He looked nervously to be there. Hello, Warren, said Dr. I'm proud of you on the doing things, said one word. thin tone, Senior, are you ready?
You son for doing this, said Worthington Senior. Are you ready? Yes, Warren said weakly as he took off his coat and shirt. There was something on his back. He had tied it up with straps so that it couldn't move. Dr. Rao took out the needle and brought it towards Warren.
Yes, Warren said, weakly at the top of his coat on his shirt. Where was something of this back? He was trimmed it up with straps to so that could move. Dr. Rouse took out the needle and threw it towards Warren.
Dad, can we just talk about this? We already talked about it, son. Wait, said Warren. I can't do this. The doctor's assistants held him down, but Warren started to fight back. As he did this, the straps on his back broke. 2 huge white wings appeared. Everyone in the room stopped and looked at the amazing wings. At last, his father found words. Warren, it's what we all want. No, shouted Warren. It's what you want. He saw the guards at the door, and so he ran to the windows. Warren, no! Shouted his father. But Warren jumped straight through the glass. The people outside looked up.
This Warren said Walkley took on this coat on the shirt, blah blah blah, and the doctor nearly broke the door warrants. Dad, can't you just talk about this? He already talking about his son. Wait, say Warren, I can't do this. The doctor sitting held it down, but Warren started to fight back, and hide it. This strap on this back broke. The hook white ring upward in every in the room, stopping and locking the amazing ring. Wings, a light hit flooded. What was Warren it was we all want. No, Johnny Warren, what do you want? He saw how war it does, so he ran on the windows. Warren, no! What the father Warren jumped on the train, thrown the glass.
And saw an amazing sight. A man with wings flying over their heads.
The people also looked up saying some amazing thing on the moon with wings flying over their heads.
Warren flew high over the buildings, over the island of Alcatraz, and out of the city.
Warren went high over the building, over the island on Alcatraz, and the out of the city.
The young boy Leach watched this beautiful sight from a window in Worthington's laboratories on Alcatraz. Maybe one day soon, he would also be free.
The young boy Leach wandered the windows on the Worthington laboratories on Alcatraz. Maybe one day soon will also be free. Thank you, teacher, for listening for me, and see you later in the next chapter. Goodbye.